As the early 80s were rolling along, we were getting a lot of indication that some artists in big bands were going to go solo, and one of them was Phil Collins. Now, we knew he was going to do big in his solo career because what he did with Genesis was tremendous. But we never thought that this song would become probably a top 20 song of all time for that genre, kind of like what they call a rock story song. Now, In the Air Tonight is the debut solo single by Collins. Of course, accomplished drummer and singer-songwriter. It was a lead single from Collins' debut solo album, Face Value, in January 81. Now, he co-produced the song with Hugh Padgham, who became a frequent collaborator over the following years. It reached number 2 in the UK singles chart before the posthumous release of John Lennon's Woman. It was number one in Australia, Germany, Switzerland, and Sweden, and top 10 in Australia, New Zealand, and several other European territories. It reached only 19 on the Billboard Hot 100 charts in the United States because it wasn't pretty well a radio single. The album version is 5:34, and not too many people is going to play a 5-minute single on AM radio. Now, it was number 2 on the Rock Tracks chart, later certified gold by RIAA, representing 500,000 copies sold. The song's music video, directed by Stuart Oram, received heavy play on MTV when the new cable music video channel launched in August 81, despite the fact the single came out in January of that year. Now, it remains one of Collins' best-known hits, often cited as his signature song, and especially famous for his drum break towards the end, which has been described as the sleekest, most melodramatic drum break in history and one of 101 greatest drumming moments. In 2006, the song was ranked at number 35 in VHS 100 Greatest Songs of All of the 80s. In 2021, it was listed as number 29 in Rolling Stone's 500 Greatest Songs of All Time. I think it's at least now 250. Now, Phil Collins, again, wrote it, about the grief he felt after divorcing his first wife, Andrea Bertarelli, in 1980. In a 2016 interview, Collins said of the song's lyrics, "I wrote the lyrics spontaneously. I'm not quite sure what the song is about, but there's a lot of anger, a lot of despair, and a lot of frustration." In a 97 BBC Radio 2 doc, the singer revealed that the divorce contributed to his 1979 hiatus from the band Genesis until he regrouped in October of that year to record the album Duke. Collins remembered playing the song to Mike Rutherford and Tony Banks, but it felt it was too simple for the group. Now, In the Air Tonight has been described as being the vanguard of experimental pop, and in 81 and a rock holiday classic, having been influenced by the unconventional studio predilections of Brian Eno and Peter Gabriel. Now, this is not a soft rock classic. This is a heavy go. Now, the song consists of a series of ominous chords played on a Prophet 5 over a simple drum machine pattern. Now, Collins has described obtaining the drum machine specifically to deal with the personal issues relating to his divorce through songwriting. He said, "I had to start writing some of this music that was inside me." He improvised the lyrics during a songwriting session in the studio. "I was just fooling around. I got the chords I liked, so I turned the mic on and started singing. The lyrics you hear are what I wrote spontaneously." Now, the song is again famous for the use of gated reverb drum sound. Now, fellow musicians and journalists have commented on its use in the record. Black Sabbath singer Ozzy Osbourne called the drum fill the best ever. It still sounds awesome. Now, the means by which Collins attained the drum sound on a recording was long a source of mystery. The exact process result of serendipity and unintended use of studio technology giving unexpectedly useful results. Now, the original single version of In the Air Tonight features extra drums that play underneath the song until the signature drum crash, referred to by fans as the magic break, appears. These were added at the suggestion of Atlantic Records head Amit Ertga, and he wanted something different. Now, speaking about the song's rapid ascension in the music charts, Collins wrote the following in 2007. It was a surprise. The single came in at number 36. I did Top of the Pops. And at one of the down moments, he said, the record is going to be a top 3. I didn't believe him because it made so haphazardly. But the next week, there was a number 3, and then Mark Chapman shot John Lennon, and that was that. Now, Record World called the song futuristic pop that's also rhythmically captivating. Now, an urban legend has arisen about In the Air Tonight, according to which the lyrics was based on a drowning incident when someone was close enough to save the victim but did not help them, while Collins, who was too far away to help, looked on. There's been numerous and embellished versions of the legend over the years, and Collins has denied all such stories, saying that, "I don't know what this song is about. When I was writing this, I was going through a divorce. The only thing I can say about it is obviously in anger. It's the angry side." Now, it says, "It's worse in America, and then every time I go back to America, the story gets Chinese whispers, gets more and more elaborate. It's so frustrating, because this is one song of all the songs probably that I've ever written that I really don't know what it's about, you know?" The urban legend is reference to the song "Stand" by Eminem. You know, the song by Phil Collins, "In the Air of the Night," about that guy who could have saved that other guy from drowning, but didn't. Then Phil saw it all. Then at a show he found him. The urban legend is referenced again in a Family Guy episode. Now, the music video was, typical early 1980s, how it animates a photograph of Collins' face from the cover of the Face Value album, slowly fading in throughout the introduction until it fills the screen. Now, the music video itself was released on the home video Phil Collins, available on VHS and Laserdisc, which received a Grammy nomination for Best Video Short Form, which doesn't make any sense because it took 2 years to come out. Now, it was a popular selection on classic rock radio stations, and Collins has played it at various fundraisers, including Live Aid, Secret Policeman's Ball, and Pete Townsend called it that fucking song. And that's who he was asked at the. I remember doing the air tonight at Live Aid. I recall Pete Townsend saying, "Are you going to do that fucking song again?" As it was the only song I ever played. Now, it appeared on the soundtrack for '83 movie Risky Business. It plays when the characters played for Tom Cruise and Robert De Niro have sex on a subway train. Now, it was also memorably used in a scene from the first episode of Miami Vice, and it was also remixed in '88 by Ben Lebrand for his weekly appearance in the Curry and Van Winkle show. Now, the song also gained notoriety again when it was used in the 2007 Cadbury's Dairy Milk advert featuring a man and girl in soup warming up and playing the drum fill towards the end of the advert. Upon seeing it, Collins stated in the BBC interview that he thought it was fantastic. The song eventually reached number 14 in the UK Top 40 charts, and also appeared on compilation CDs. Now, in July 2020, a video reaction to the song by Twins The New Trend increased the sales and streaming of Collins' original version. The Twins The New Trend first lesson video was viewed 5 million times in its first 2 weeks online. Continued popularity brought the traffic to the Collins song, which rose to number 3 at Billboard's digital song sales chart in August 2020. Now, the UK and US single, there was Collins on a Roland drum machine, vocals, drums, synthesizer, Rhodes piano, and vocoder, John Giblin on bass, Daryl Stuermer on guitar, and El Shankar on violins. Now, a demo track for the Indie Air Today also appeared as Leaving Me Is Easy single. Now, the maxi single comes in at 535, and the Japan CD single came out in 88, German CD single 1990. Now, on the weekly chart, it did go top 2 in Canada, top 2 in Ireland, went number 1 in the Netherlands, number 4 in Norway, number 7 in Spain, and again, Zimbabwe, big number 4. Now, year-end charts, Australia 23, Austria number 7, Belgium 31, Canada 27, Netherlands 11, Netherlands, the other chart, top 100, 8, New Zealand 35, Switzerland 5, and West Germany 5, the UK singles 75th, European hot singles 38. Now, has charted several times again, including 1984, bubbling under the Hot 100 at number 2, 88-89, Australia 47, Dutch 17, UK 4, West Germany 3, on the UK charts in 2007, 14, New Zealand charts number 1, France 2012, 102, Poland top 40 in 2017, in 2020 single top 40, 28, US hot rock and alternative songs on Billboard number 9. So platinum in Denmark, gold in Germany, platinum in Italy, gold and platinum in New Zealand, gold in Poland, Spain platinum, United Kingdom gold, United Kingdom two times platinum for the digital single, United States physical single gold and 3 times platinum for digital singles. Now, there has been a Little Kim version, which charted worldwide, not as big, and there's been numerous cover versions as well. One of the most interesting one, Chris Stapleton, Snoop Dogg, and Cindy Blackman, Santana, which was a theme song for Monday Night Football in 2023. So I really think when I first heard this, 2 of my classmates at DRHS, and you know who they are because, they've been a couple for a number of years, did their own version for, the practice version. And being as talented as they are, he took a chance at that, and it was a pretty good version. But like in the early 1980s, like I said, Genesis and Phil Collins wasn't as big in the Maritimes as it was in Quebec. So when Phil Collins came up with the song, Phil Collins became an overnight sensation. And for about, 15, 20 years after, Phil Collins was the poor man's Elton John. Songs were, like, look at Take Me Home, and so much that Elton John song, Elton John could have wrote it. So ladies and gentlemen, that's the story of In the Air Tonight. If the song scares you, there's a reason, because the urban legend sometimes, it's better than a song's lyrics. And the video itself is quite interesting. Check it out. Like that fade telecine of the early 80s, it has a part of that. So, and being a first cousin to Peter Gabriel means this could have been a Peter Gabriel song if you would have given it to Peter Gabriel. So, thanks for listening, and don't forget, give us a like, comment, subscribe, or share.